She said, I'm pregnant and it's not yours. I said, thank you for your honesty. Then I evicted her from my condo and stopped the car payments. Her real baby daddy's wife showed up at my door with questions. So there I was, living what I thought was the good life. I had a nice condo downtown, a car with more buttons than a spaceship, and a girlfriend who at the time looked like she'd been carved out of Instagram filters. We'll call her Melissa because mistake felt too on the nose. Now, Melissa had always been dramatic, the kind of woman who would cry if Starbucks spelled her name Melissa instead of Melissa, the kind who believed today Amazon shipping was a human right. But, hey, I figured all relationships require patience, right? Wrong. One night, she sits me down on the couch. She's got that guilty but trying to look innocent face like a toddler holding a Sharpie near a freshly drawn wall mural. Babe, she says, I have to tell you something. Now, men, let me give you free advice. Anytime a woman starts with that line, go ahead and start Googling apartments. She takes a deep breath and says, I'm pregnant and it's not yours. I blinked. Not once, not twice. I blinked so hard I thought my eyelids were about to file for workers' comp. Then calmly, because I am a gentleman, I said, thank you for your honesty. She looked relieved, like she expected me to flip a table or spontaneously combust. Instead, I stood up, walked to the kitchen, and made myself a sandwich. Because listen, if a woman can carry another man's baby, I can carry on with a ham and cheese. Here's the thing Melissa forgot. The condo mine paid for my name, furnished with my IKEA sweat equity, and the car she drove around town like she was auditioning for Real Housewives, also mine. So after finishing my sandwich, I printed out a little note and left it on the fridge. Dear Melissa, congratulations on your pregnancy. Unfortunately, this unit only allows one dependent, and that slot is already filled by my houseplant. Gerald, please vacate the premises within 72 hours. Also, Uber exists, so the car is no longer needed. Best management. She called me screaming, of course. Something about how I was being heartless. Meanwhile, I'm Googling how long can a houseplant live on petty revenge. Fast forward 2 weeks. Melissa is gone. The condo feels lighter. And Gerald, the houseplant, is thriving. Then one evening, there's a knock at my door. I open it, and standing there is a woman who looked like she could win a staring contest with the Grim Reaper. Are you my name? She asked. Yes, I said cautiously. She thrust out her phone with a picture of Melissa and some dude I vaguely recognized. That's my husband, she said flatly. Ladies and gentlemen, I almost dropped Gerald. Turns out Melissa's baby daddy wasn't just some random fling. He was a married man. His wife had tracked down my address because apparently Melissa, in her infinite wisdom, used to brag about my condo like it was a feature on MTV Cribs. So there we were, me, the betrayed but calm ex-boyfriend, and her, the betrayed but furious wife. We had ourselves a little therapy session right there in the hallway. She told me you were paying for everything. The wife said, correct. I nodded. I was basically her unwitting Patreon subscriber. She said you were clueless. Well, I said, sipping my coffee. Clearly, not clueless enough. The wife wasn't mad at me. In fact, she thanked me for the intel. And when I say thanked, I mean she left with the kind of evil grin that suggested her husband was about to experience the emotional equivalent of being hit by a truck filled with alimony paperwork. I later heard through the small-town grapevine known as mutuals on Instagram that Melissa's golden ticket baby daddy situation didn't exactly pan out. His wife took half his stuff, left him, and Melissa, she ended up moving. Back in with her mom, driving a 2002 Corolla instead of my car. Gerald and I toasted to that one. Melissa texted me months later, "Hey, can we talk?" I replied with a single photo. Gerald, the houseplant thriving under a grow light. Caption, "We're doing just fine without you." Sometimes revenge doesn't need to be dramatic. You don't need to set fire to clothes or slash tires. The cold, calm efficiency of pulling the rug out from under a liar is far more satisfying. Melissa expected screaming, begging, drama. Instead, she got eviction papers, repossession, and karma delivered to her doorstep in the form of her baby daddy's furious wife. As for me, I learned a valuable lesson. If someone shows you who they are, believe them. And also, never underestimate the healing power of a good sandwich and a houseplant named Gerald, because at the end of the day, revenge is best served calm, clever, and with extra mayonnaise.